Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, may I request all of you to kindly put your mobile phone in silent mode. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Advisor of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency, Professor Muhammad Yunus, Chief Advisor of the Government of Bangladesh, distinguished representative of the governments, UN agencies, and international organizations, Excellencies, Rohingya brothers and sisters, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and Shubh Shakal. I warmly welcome you all to the opening session of the Stakeholders Dialogue. The dialogue is taking place as a preparatory work for the high-level conference on Rohingya Situation, which will take place in New York on 30th September 2025 on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. We decided to organize the dialogue on the Rohingya Genocide Remembrance Day to express our compassion, empathy, and solidarity towards Rohingyas. In 2017, in a spate of only few weeks, Bangladesh received around 800,000 Rohingyas who fled horrors, killings, rape, arson, and so on to save their lives. Bangladesh gave them shelter as a manifestation of hard support to human beings in their gravest humanitarian crisis. As we gather here, today marks the 8th anniversary of the Rohingya genocide. At the beginning of this inauguration, may I now invite all of you to rise from your seats to observe a minute's silence to show respect to the Rohingyas who lost their lives in the genocide. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Now an audiovisual documentary will be screened depicting the forced displacement of the Rohingyas, their exodus to Bangladesh, camp life, the United Nations Secretary General's visit to the Rohingya camps, and the strong desire of the Rohingya people to return to their homeland in Myanmar.
decades, the Rohingya people of Myanmar have faced systematic discrimination, persecution, and violence. Stripped of citizenship, denied education and freedom, they lived under constant fear. In 2017, that fear turned into horror. Entire villages were burned down, people were killed, and families were dismembered. People forced to flee from homeland to save their lives. In August 2017, around 800,000 Rohingya crossed the border into Bangladesh. Many walked for days, carrying only what they could hold, leaving behind the graves of their loved ones. And this exodus continues. Today, they live in the world's largest shelter camps. Safety came at a price. Loss of human dignity, livelihood opportunities, and own homes. Now they have more frustration than hope. The generosity of Bangladesh gave the Rohingyas a shelter and survival. Hence, now over 1 million Rohingyas live alongside the people of Ukia, Teknaf, and Bashan Char. But the impact on the host community is huge. They have shared their own land with Rohingyas. Resources are becoming increasingly scarce. Prices of essential items are rising alarmingly. Forests are shrinking. Environment and ecosystem are degrading. Quality of life is sharply falling. The United Nations Secretary General visited Rohingya camps in Cox's Bazar, calling for global solidarity, improved living conditions, and a safe, voluntary, and dignified return for the Rohingya to their homeland.
Rohingyas want to go back to Myanmar. It's essential that the international community does everything to make sure that peace is established in Myanmar and that the rights of the Rohingyas are respected, that discrimination and persecution like the one that we witnessed in the past will end.
In recent months, the nightmare has repeated. Armed clashes in Rakhine State, this time led by the Arakan army, have driven around 150,000 Rohingyas out of their homes yet again. Villages have been raided, homes torched, and civilians caught in the crossfire. Until that day comes, Rohingyas live on hopes for going back to their homeland in Rakhine.
Thank you. May I now request His Excellency Dr. Khalilur Rahman, National Security Advisor and High Representative for the Rohingya issue, to kindly deliver his welcome remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Professor Muhammad Yunus, Chief Advisor of the Government of Bangladesh, Honorable Advisor of the Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief, distinguished representatives of governments, UN agencies, and regional and international organizations, distinguished representatives of Bangladeshi and international NGOs, civil society organizations, and the academia, our Rohingya brothers and sisters, friends from the local and international media, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is both a pleasure and a profound honor to welcome you to this Stakeholders Dialogue. This dialogue is being held prior to the UN High-Level Conference in New York on September 30th this year on Rohingya and other ethnic minorities in Myanmar. The purpose of this Stakeholders Dialogue is to help amplify the voice of the Rohingyas, which has remained largely unheard of for decades. We, the participants of this dialogue, will carry forward this voice to the rest of the world, particularly to the high-level conference next month, so that it is reflected in the outcome of the conference and our collective actions to resolve this protracted issue. Esteemed participants, today, which is 25th August, has been identified for this auspicious event in order to commemorate the Rohingya genocide which was committed by the Myanmar forces and their Rakhine collaborators 8 years ago. This event demonstrates the unwavering compassion, empathy, and solidarity of us all with the Rohingya genocide survivors who were driven out from Rakhine to Bangladesh and all other Rohingyas around the world. Your presence here is a testament to your commitment to the most persecuted minority on the earth. Here I'll pause to make a very special point. This issue, when the interim government took over about a year ago, was almost falling off the map of international agenda. Our Honorable Chief Advisor took this cause to the General Assembly, asked the Assembly to convene an international conference which would provide the pathway, a blueprint for the return of the Rohingyas in safety and in a sustainable manner. And the Assembly responded quickly and decisively by agreeing to hold this conference, and it was a decision by consensus. Our Chief Advisor has breathed life into this issue. We owe a great deal to his exemplary leadership, and I wanted to remember this at this moment. Dear friends, we have recently witnessed major changes in the political and security landscape in Rakhine since the genocide of 2016 and 17. Yet the plight of the Rohingya people continues to worsen as atrocities continue unabated. The flow of Rohingya arrivals has not stopped. Even as we speak here, there are reports that a group of Rohingyas are waiting to cross the Naf River into Bangladesh. The government of Bangladesh continues to respond to this humanitarian crisis with a full heart, despite significant constraints of resources. In this context, the reported shrinkage of funds for the forcibly displaced Rohingyas sheltered in Bangladesh is deeply worrisome. Such a reduction in humanitarian assistance will jeopardize the survival of the camp dwellers who have undergone hellish suffering and intolerable mental trauma. Dear partners, yesterday we listened with rapt attention to the Rohingyas from the camps and the diaspora. Today this will continue through a number of thematic sessions. It is my sincere belief that their testimonies will guide all the local, regional, and global stakeholders to delve more deeply into the challenges ahead and undertake concrete actions, especially to ensure a continued flow of necessary humanitarian assistance, to uphold the rights of Rohingyas to get justice from the atrocities committed against them, and most importantly, to guarantee the right to a safe, dignified, and sustainable return to their homeland. We must also